Howdy folks, welcome to video number 84. This video is on finding the gradient using the graph. And what I've got in this little star here is m equals dy over dx. The m stands for gradient, and dy stands for difference in y, and dx stands for difference in x. Okay, and this line here means divide. I'll explain it a little bit further in the video and videos thereafter this one. The keywords here are gradient and difference. So gradient is the steepness of the line. Now that is also the m value here. The difference is when you take away the smaller number from the bigger number, you found the difference. The method is relatively simple to follow. So to find the gradient of a line, you must identify two clear points on the graph. You find the difference in the y values, and then you find the difference in the x values. Okay, whatever the difference in the y values is, divide it by the difference in the x values, and you have then found the gradient of that line. Okay, it is a simple process. It's a tricky topic. A lot of people don't like this topic. I like it. I think it's a good one. Right, so I'm going to zoom in to this graph that I've got on the first question, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So in this one, we've got to find the gradient of line A. This line has been called A. So what we can do is we can identify some points along the line. All right, let's identify some clear coordinates. Now 0, 0 is a clear coordinate. All right, and that's just whole numbers basically. 12 up here is 312. There you go. That's a clear coordinate value. All right, we've also got 2, 8, which we could choose, and we've got 1, 4, which we could choose. Now we can choose any of those coordinates. It wouldn't matter which ones we chose at all, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Because what we do is we go from the big y value down to the small y value. All right, 12 to 0. 12 take away 0 is 12. So we can write the difference in y there is 12. All right, and then the difference in the x values, well, that's 3 to 0. All right, and we've got from here to here. 3 take away 0 is 3. So to do our gradient, or to work out the steepness of this line, we just do, and I'll write down m equals, because that m represents the gradient, and that's understanding y equals mx plus c, and there'll be a video later on about that. All right, just take it as m for now. So m equals 12 divided by 3, and we should all know that 12 divided by 3 is a whole number of 4. Okay, I'll pop that down there, but you probably can't see that because I'm probably covering over that space there. You'll see it when I zoom out. But m equals 4. The gradient of that line equals 4. Now it wouldn't matter if you went from two different points, right? If we went from this point here and this point here, we'd still get a gradient of 4 because the gradient is 4. It's constant. Okay, so we've got a difference there between 8 and 4, which is 4. And difference between 2 and 1, which is 1. And 4 divided by 1 is still 4. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter what 2 points you choose. All right. Now, I'm going to zoom out of that one, and we'll have a look at another couple of lines in question number 2. Find the gradient of B and C. So we do the same thing. All right. We just choose a couple of coordinate values, clear coordinate values. All right. Now this one's let's do B first. B is the blue one. All right. Let's choose this coordinate here, which is 0, 6. And then we'll have a look down the line. And like I couldn't choose this point here because that's not clearly on a coordinate value. All right. Or this anywhere here or anywhere here or anywhere here. So I'm going to choose this one here, which is a very clear coordinate value. All right. What I'm going to do is going to find the difference in the y values. So that is a difference there of 6 and then a difference of 4. Okay, so I'm going to do 6 divided by 4. M equals 6 over 4. All right, and that equals half both those numbers, 3 over 2, which if you wanted to, you could write as a decimal, 1.5. All right, but 3 over 2 would be fine. I quite like keeping my gradient as fractions. All right, it's easier to calculate with, I think, most of the time. So looking at the next one, let's get a different color up for the next one, because this is going to look a bit messy otherwise. Let's not have that horrible color. Let's have yellow. Right. So I'm going to choose two coordinates on this line. All right. Now I could choose any two coordinates. Fairly clear these coordinates going through these coordinate points here. So I'm going to choose this one here, just because I want to. All right, and I'm still in the line mode, so let's get the freehand tool back up. There we go, that one there. that coordinate there, and I'm going to choose this coordinate here. Okay, now I'm going to see what the difference is. Now this one is a line that's going the other way, and if you watch my other video, you'll know that this would be a negative gradient. All right, we can kind of ignore the fact it's negative gradient at the moment and just work out what the difference in y divided by difference in x is. Okay, so we've gone down here, and the difference between 3 and minus 2, all right, well that difference there is 5, yeah, there's 5 squares between those 2 points, and that difference there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 5 there as well. All right, so what we're actually doing is we're going, and let's do that in a red pen. All right, m equals 5 divided by 5. All right, not worrying about the negative nature of it at the moment. All right, that equals 1. All right, but now we remember, oh, it's a negative line because we can see it's going down from left to right. It's going downhill. Okay, so actually our gradient is negative 5 over 5, and therefore negative 1. Okay, negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1, and that's the gradient of line C. So let's just label which ones are which. So that's C and that's B. Okay, so just be careful when you get negative gradients, right? I think the easiest way to do it is ignore the fact it's negative, but at the end remember that it's negative, if that makes sense at all. Hopefully it does. Right, let's have a little look at the third question. I have to move myself away from this one so everything disappears. Rewind the video and pause it if you didn't quite catch it all to this point, but I'm going to zoom into this one. All right, and let's have a little look at finding the gradient of line D and line E. So line D is the green one. All right, and let's choose a couple of coordinate values on there. So let's just plot that point at the end, because that's definitely a clear coordinate value, 6, 3, and then we could choose that one there. That one works, or we could choose this one here. Doesn't really matter. So I've just chosen those two, and I'm going to go with my line, and I'm going to go down and across, and I'm going to, oops, that's not what I wanted to do, and no, let's go back into that. There we go. So there we go, and I've got my lines that are drawn on there. I'm just going to get my pen back up so you can see the difference there is 1 whole unit. Difference between 3 and 2 is 1 whole unit. Be careful because there's a scale on the graph. Okay, this is 1, 2 whole units. So what we're doing to get our D M value, the line D's M value, M is equal to 1 divided by 2. Okay, and that is it. 1 over 2 is a half, isn't it? Okay, let's look at the other one, the other line here. We've got the purple one, and we'll take 2 coordinate values. Now I'm going to take this one here and to here, and then I'm going to go to here. All right, that was just the whole line segment. All right, now that is a difference here of 1 unit and a difference here of 6 units. All right, but remember this graph is a negative one. Okay, so we're going to say that E has a M value, a gradient of negative 1 over 6. And there we have it. All right, so those are just a little bit trickier because you've got fractions there, you've got a negative fraction there. All right, it's you know, exactly the same process every single time you do this. Choose 2 coordinates, find the difference in y divided by the difference in x, and you have got the answer that you need. Okay, now this is useful when it comes to working out an equation of a line. All right, so you have to get this before you get the equation. Zoom out of that, click off that. Let me say goodbye to you for this video. Please continue to practice and keep improving your math skills. Keep watching. Enjoy yourself. Have some breaks. Don't watch them all at once. I'm sure you'd get fed up with me if you did that massively. So take care of yourselves. See you in the next one. Bye bye.